Hi everyone, it's Timmy. In this video, I'm going to go over the 5 elements and the treatment and diagnosis relating to the 5 elements. In the last video, we went over the generation cycle and the controlling cycle. So if you don't know what those are, please go back to the next video and that's where I'll explain those. But if you already know those, we can then go into the treatment and diagnosis implications for the 5 elements. We can understand how we can treat deficiency or excess with the 5 elements, and also what it means when we overcontrol or invade an element because of those deficiencies or excesses. So first, let's go over treatment. The natural treatment plan is when there's a deficiency, you want to tonify its mother, and when there's an excess, you want to sedate its son. So the treatment plan uses a generative cycle. We know that wood generates fire, fire generates earth, and so on. And so when something is deficient, you want to tonify its mother so that the deficiency of the son can be treated by strengthening the mother. On the other hand, when there's an excess, you want to sedate its son. So a good way of thinking about this is when there's a lot of excess in the mother, by sedating its son, there will be more than enough for the mother to kind of give to the son. Another way of thinking about this is if you sedate the son, what it controls, metal in this case, will become stronger because the son has become weaker, and then the grandmother, because it's stronger, it controls the excess more. So that's another way of thinking about it, whichever way works better for you. So let's go over 2 examples. Example 1, we have a deficiency in water. What is the treatment plan? Well, we said that when you have a deficiency, you want to tonify the mother. The mother in this case is metal, and so when you have a deficiency of water, you want to tonify metal. In example 2, we have excessive earth. So when there's an excess, what do we do? Think about it for a second. We're going to be using the generation cycle. With excess, we want to drain the sun. The son of earth is the next element after earth in the generation cycle, which is metal. And so we want to drain the son of earth, metal. So the treatment plan is to drain metal with excess of earth. Now we're going to go over diagnosis. So whether there's excess or deficiency, it'll always lead into 2 results. It'll lead to something being overcontrolled and something being countercontrolled. And in Chinese medicine, when something is being overcontrolled, we say that it's being invaded. When something is being countercontrolled, we say that it's being insulted. So if you've ever watched Avatar: The Last Airbender, think about the Fire Nation. When there's excess, when they're stronger than they should be, they invade the other nations. So they invade the element. When it's being counter-controlled, you're going against the natural order of things. You're going against the grandparent. You're going against them. So you're insulting them. And so let's go over 2 examples of diagnosis. So let's go over example 1. A deficiency of water. So when we have a deficiency of water, we look at the controlling cycle. We look at who it's being controlled by and who it is controlling. So we can see that because water is deficient, earth is therefore over controlling water because water isn't at its usual state. So we call that earth invading water. Additionally, because water is deficient, fire is counter-controlling water. And because fire is counter-controlling water, we call that fire insulting water. So that's the first example with deficiency. Next, we're going to go over another example where there's an excess. We're going back to excessive earth. So with excessive earth, again, we're going to look at who it's being controlled by and who it's controlling. So think about who is being over-controlled, who is being counter-controlled. So when earth is excessive, we know that water will be over-controlled by earth because earth is excessive right now. So we call that earth invading water. Additionally, what it's being controlled by is wood. And because earth is excessive, earth is counter-controlling wood. We call counter-controlling, we call this earth insulting wood because it's going against who it should be controlled by. Usually wood should be controlling earth, but it's counter-controlling wood. So therefore we say that earth is insulting wood. Now let's bring it all together, combining treatment and diagnosis. Remember, when something is deficient, we want to tonify its mother, and when something is excessive, we want to sedate its son. We call over-controlling invading, and we call counter-controlling insulting. So let's go over two more examples. So example 1, we have excessive wood. With excessive wood, what would the treatment plan be? Think about the generation cycle in this case. Because wood is in excess, who should we sedate? That's right, we need to sedate the sun. We need to sedate fire. So that's the treatment plan for excessive wood. In terms of the diagnosis, we look at the controlling cycle. We look at its relationship to metal, and we look at wood's relationship to earth. So because wood is excessive, we know that earth is being over-controlled and that wood is invading earth. Remember, over-controlling is invading. And now what about wood to metal? What is happening here? Wood usually is being controlled by metal, but in this case, wood is counter-controlling metal because it's excessive, and we call that wood insulting metal. Did you get that right? Let's go over one more example. Now we're going to look at deficiency. So we have a deficiency of fire. We're going to think about what the treatment plan should be. So with deficiency, what do we do? And we're going to look at the controlling cycle for our diagnosis. Who is it being controlled by and who is it controlling? So first, the treatment plan. We know that because it's deficient, we want to tonify the mother. The mother in this case is wood, so we're going to tonify wood. And in terms of the diagnosis, we're going to look at the controlling cycle. So first, we know that water is over-controlling fire because fire is deficient in this case. Water normally controls fire, but water is over-controlling fire in this case. Therefore, water is invading fire. And in relation to metal, fire is deficient. Fire usually should control metal, but metal is counter-controlling fire. Therefore, metal is insulting fire. Did you get that example? Well, with practice, this would become second nature. Just do an example in your head, on the car, whenever you have free time. Think about what happens when earth is excessive. What do I do to treat excessive earth? Who is it being controlled by? Is it controlling? And what is its relationship there? What is being invaded and what is being insulted? Go over different examples in your head, write it down, and with practice, this will become second nature to you. So again, in this video, we went over the 5 elements and its applications in treatment and diagnosis. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Bye.